Put your hands together, close to your heart, shoulders even, the entire body completely relaxed, head lowered. Ananta samsara samudratara naukayitabhyam guru bhaktidabhyam Vairagya samrajada pujanabhyam Namo namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Shri Vidya Shivavama Bhaga Nilaya Hrinkara Mantro Jvala Shri Chakrankita Bindu Madhyavasati Shri Matsabha Nayika Shri Mat Shanmukha Vignaraja Janani Shri Mat Jagan Mohini Meenakshim Pranatosmi Santatamaham Karunyavaranidhim Kundali Kumari Kutile Chandi Charachara Savitri Chamunde Gunini Guharini Guhye Gurumurte Tvam Namami Kamakshi Gurumurte Tvam Namami Kamakshi बोलो जगन माता की जय। All glories to the Divine Mother, who is seated gloriously on the throne of my heart. She alone speaks and she alone listens. But this seemingly apparent speaker and listener is her Leela. Jagan Mata, Pahiman. Depending upon where our awareness is, we have two purposes or prayojan in our life, of human life. The lower, which is still a little higher, but the lower purpose is to just be happy. That's the lower purpose of human existence. I just want to be happy all the time. And whatever needs to be done for that, we have already done. We know the only cause of unhappiness in our life is the mind. And we have addressed it via the mind and divine, Depression and Devotion series. So that fulfills the lower purpose of life, which is to be happy, to be in bliss. But as the awareness soars higher, and as the sanskaras from the past lives start to ripen, start to show, a jiva starts seeking something that's higher, the higher purpose of life. Just for the sake of language and just for the sake of satsang, I'm saying lower and higher. I hope the mind is put to rest, and I hope the mind is not calculating, oh, am I doing the higher thing? Am I doing the lower thing? Come out of this. Most of the people want to just be happy, which is okay. Very few indeed want to seek the higher truth, and that's the higher purpose. Vedas have provided both. Vedas have provided information and knowledge for those seeking only pleasures and happiness in their life. They just want to be happy. So they say, okay, this is God, surrender to his feet, surrender to her feet, God can give you everything, blah, 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 the karma kand and all that. Be happy. But there are seekers who are not satisfied at that point. They are seeking for something higher. To satisfy or to give them that which they seek, which is the highest of the truth, there are certain scriptures given by the Vedas. The main purpose of these scriptures is only and only propounding on that highest truth. One such scripture is Tripura Rahasya. Anytime we are looking for, let's say, books, right? Any book that says the mystery or that, it attracts the human mind. The title itself, Tripura Rahasya, has caused quite a good amount of, oh my God, what's going to happen today? Which is good. So, Tripura Rahasya is one of those scriptures that is not just meant to give you a happy and butterfly kind of life. It is not, the purpose is not that. At the outstart of our satsang, I'm announcing our intention of picking up Tripura Rahasya. The only intention with which we are diving in, and the only purpose with which Tripura Rahasya was given, is to expound on the highest truth and nothing else. So, with the intention to become our truth, we are starting Tripura Rahasya. With the intention to be completely our true selves, to drop anything and everything that separates us from our true self, is what this 6-month long sadhana is all about. Swamiji talks about Swadhyay, self-study. It doesn't mean you pick up a book and you study on your own. He clearly says self-study is studying yourself. And that's what Tripura Rahasya will give us systematically, how to study ourselves. And that's what the sadhana we will take up. Today's satsang is about how Tripura Rahasya came about. Although we are very eager to jump into the scripture immediately, we first need to understand how it came about. The reason being, we have certain respect, we have certain preparation within us to even take in what the scripture is about to give us. So this entire scripture, Samhita, was composed or given by a drishta or a seer called Sumedha or Haritayan Rishi. So today's satsang is all about what made this Haritayan Rishi so special that he was able to expound on the highest of truth. Was he born and as soon as he was born he started writing? Or was there some amount of sadhana and preparation that he did? If yes, what was it that he did to earn that kind of grace to be able to expound on something that's beyond speech, beyond language, beyond mind, beyond intellect? To be able to expound, what great merits did he have? How does a human being become a drishta? So today's satsang is about that. Although we are all very eager to know what's in the scripture, let me start reading the first chapter. Without knowing this, without knowing the avatarika, how did it come about? A scripture remains incomplete. So Sumedha or Haritayan Rishi, when he was born, he was already born with those tendencies from his past lives. And we will see what he did in his past life also. But, just a young boy, he was very much into, as soon as his Upanayanam sanskar was done, he was into Vedic studies. He read all the Vedas, all the scriptures. He did all of his self-study by the Guru. Or Acharya, if you want to say. He did all of his self-study. Based upon all that self-study, he came to some conclusions. He said, this world, with its impermanence, cannot give me the highest of truth. And only the highest of truth can give me eternal happiness. I only seek that. His study of scriptures and his own sadhana was bringing him closer and closer to this seeking that he was feeling within. Meanwhile, in the Malaya Prant, which is the Kerala, present day Kerala, on the Malay Parvat, on the mountains of Malay, there was a little ashram. It was a tapobhumi, because a great realized master lived in that ashram, which was Parshuramji Maharaj. Depending upon his tap, the energy of his tapas was so intense that many other rishis, many seekers were drawn to that area because his tapas was in that ashram. Sumedha also was drawn to this parvat, drawn to this tapobhumi, and he was living somewhere on that mountain and continuing to do his Vedic studies every day, reading whatever it is that he was doing. And while he was there, the effect of the tapas also seemed to improve or increase his thirst to know the truth. And hence, one day, he finally approached Parshuramji Maharaj, and he said, I have seen the futility of worldly behavior, worldly attainments of material life. I have come to know from reading the scriptures that it is not the truth, and I seek the highest truth. And I have a question for you. I want to know what is the highest of truth. I want to know that which can give eternal happiness. Parshuramji Maharaj said something very beautiful that I shared with you all before. He said, Sumedha, just because you have a question doesn't make you eligible to know the answer. प्रश्न होने के मात्र से सुमेधा तुम्हें प्रश्न के उत्तर ग्रहण करने की योग्यता नहीं आ जाती. He said, just because you have a question about the truth doesn't prepare you to receive the answer. Go, Sumedha, go prepare yourself. Prepare yourself so you can be eligible to know the answer. Because the very source within you that is questioning what is that highest truth cannot know the answer. It needs to be put away. Go, prepare, come back to me in 16 years. So Sumedha, and after that, Maharshi, Parshuramji, just closed his eyes and went back into his meditative state. Why did Sumedha get to meet Parshuramji Maharaj and not us? As soon as Parshuramji Maharaj was done answering and he closed his eyes, Sumedha got up and very joyfully, he went back and he started doing whatever it is that he was doing with more strength, more vigor, more enthusiasm. Not once did he question his guru. Not once did he question, I have read all the Vedas. All I have done is contemplated on the material world, on the material life. How come he thinks I'm not prepared? And that is the reason why Sumedha met Parshuramji Maharaj and we didn't. Because we think just having a question is enough for us to know, for us to demand the answers. Well, you see, Parshuramji Maharaj right there, he said, just because you have a question doesn't make you eligible to know the answer. Go and do ghor tapas for 16 years and come back to me in 16 years. And though when he was walking, not an ounce of disappointment, just extremely enthusiastic that yes, I will do what I'm supposed to do for the next 16 years and I will return back. What he did in those 16 years is we will take up at the end of the satsang. So, for those 16 years, he prepared himself. And 16 years later, he came back. And he said, now, as per your guidance, my 16 years are complete. I've worked very hard to prepare myself for these 16 years. After this, I'm at your feet. Guide me according to what you think is right. Whatever my buddhi needs at this time, whatever I need at this time, give it to me. He didn't go and say, okay, now I'm back. 16 years I did whatever I could do. Now you give me this. He said, now you decide what needs to be given to me. Parshuramji Maharaj smiled and he said, now that I look at you, I see a certain amount of preparation. Your mind is prepared. It is not as shithil. It is not as restless. I see a certain stability in your mind. I see you are a little more grounded than before. Before, when you came in, you had read the scriptures, and based upon the scriptural knowledge, you had said to me that I know now from the scriptures, from my reading the scriptures, that this world, the material attainments, everything is impermanent and it cannot give me the highest truth. But today, you have lived it. There is certain amount of experience, there is certain amount of experiential knowledge in you. That experiential knowledge alone has made your mind stable, has made your mind grounded. At this point, the Parshuramji Maharaj said, I will give you Upadesh. And then he started giving him Upadesh. The Upadesh was, or the instructions, if you will. He was given the instructions. He said, this is Parshuramji Maharaj speaking to Sumedha. Sumedha, who is going to eventually compose Tripura Rahasya. He said, Sumedha, know one thing. The entire creation is God's power, God's Shakti. That Shakti is in the form of Anugraha and Ajna. That Shakti is in the form of rules or laws set in place, and The second is grace. Apart from the laws that have been set in place and apart from His grace, there is nothing else in this creation. The Anugraha and Agnya, Shakti of Paramatma is Tripura, the Divine Mother. She is in the three worlds. She is everything, yet she is beyond. And the way she is in the three Pur is the cities, the three avasthas, Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, everything that is three is completely filled with His Shakti, which is Jagannatha. So she is present in the Tripur, completely in it, permeated by her presence, yet beyond the three worlds, in the Turiya Avastha. And today I will give you the Updesh, the mantra of Devi Tripura. I want you to take this mantra, and he gave all the related information that he had to give in the entire Updesh. And he says, now you go and you do your sadhana for another 16 years. When your sadhana is complete and when you have attained siddhi, you will know intuitively that you have attained mantra siddhi. At that point, you return back to me. So after getting the Updesh from Parshuramji Maharaj, Sumedha, after saying whatever he had to say, Parshuramji Maharaj was quiet again. How much ever was necessary was given. After that, Sumedha didn't question, where do you want me to go? How much do you want me to chant every day? What are the rules? Can I do this? No questions. The Guru has closed his eyes, which means the required instruction has already been given. Whatever else will come from within. Knowing that, Sumedha left. As he was walking, he thought, I should find a place where I can go and do my tapas. And this place will be guided from within, which place to choose. And eventually from inner guidance, he chose Sri Sailam. Sri Sailam is in Andhra Pradesh, where the Divine Mother is in the form of Brahmaramba. So in Sri Sailam, he sat and he did his 16 years of tapas. Not counting days, 1 month over, 2 months, 6 months, oh my God, 16 more years, I cannot believe it. It is described that he did it so joyfully. It's like taking a journey from point A to point B. The kids, as soon as they get in the car, their question is, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Because they're not able to enjoy the journey. 7 more hours and I'll reach there. 7 more hours. No, but Sumedha enjoyed the journey. He enjoyed doing his mantra jap. He enjoyed doing his upasana. He enjoyed dressing up the Divine Mother. He enjoyed doing abhishek of the Divine Mother. He enjoyed cooking food for her. He lived in that bhav, not even knowing that 16 more years to go. He was so immersed in doing what he was doing, joyfully, never counting days, never looking, oh my God, 16 more years, I cannot believe my Guru gave such a long sadhana. None of that. Not once those thoughts even came to him, because he had come prepared for this. So he would continue this sadhana. One day, it was neither night time, neither swapna avastha, dream state, nor awake state. In the middle of a dream and awake state, he had a vision. What he saw in the vision, to him it is darshan, To us, it is meditation. For a rishi, it is darshan. For us, it is meditation. So instead of me describing the darshan, let us meditate on the form that he saw in that vision. So in that vision, he saw a 9-10-year-old girl. She was dressed in crimson red. Beautiful bangles, beautiful earrings. Seated in a beautiful lotus. And from that girl was emerging red brilliance. And that brilliance was showing the entire cosmos in it. The girl had beautiful 3 lily bud shaped eyes, pinkish reddish hue, beautiful gold ornaments, with a short smile. This was Jagan Mata herself in the Bala Swarup. The very mantra that he was doing japa, that mantra, the deity of that mantra had arrived. As the Bala Swarup of the Divine Mother. And Mother, in the most beautiful, most sweet voice, said to Sumedha, "Vats, my child, your sadhana, I have accepted your sadhana. I want you to go back to your Guru, and he will know that I have given you permission for further sadhana, for your next set of instructions." Sumedha fell at Mother's feet. And then Mother did something that most of her devotees can only dream of. She took her 2 small hands and put it on Sumedha's head and blessed him. As soon as Mother's hands touched Sumedha's head, Sumedha fell into a deep trance. Although the vision ended, Sumedha continued to be in that state for a long time. When he came out of that state, he didn't just say, "Let me just go back to Parshuramji Maharaj now." He first questioned, was that darshan true or was it a dream? Can I just use this, which I don't know whether it was a dream or reality? Can I use this and dare to go back to my Guru and say that I have attained Siddhi? Can I do that? Of course, I saw the Divine Mother. Was it a dream or was it a reality? He woke up, continued to do whatever he had to do, the daily sadhana, and then he sat down and he said to the Divine Mother within, "Mother, I don't know if it was a dream or reality. You alone can tell me. Now that I sit here I will not get up until I hear from you in very clear terms that it was not a dream and it was a reality, in fact. Till then, I will be seated right here. And he sat down, calling out the Divine Mother. After a little bit, he heard in very clear voice, Sumedha, that was not a dream. That state was your subtle body. I had extracted your subtle body to give this darshan. So that darshan that you had was in your subtle body. And it is absolutely true. Now, without any more delay, go back to Parshuramji Maharaj. He will know intuitively what to do next. Go back to him. Hearing this, Sumedha very happily, very joyously went back to Parshuramji Maharaj. When he went to Parshuramji Maharaj, being the self-realized master, being the Divine Mother herself, he intuitively knew. He said, Sumedha, you are ready for the next set of instructions, my next Updesh. My next Updesh to you is going to be a Purna Diksha. So he started him off with the Bala Diksha, and then the second would be the Purna Diksha. He said, I will also reveal to you what my Guru, Dattatreyaji Maharaj, had told me. When I was lost, he gave me these Upadesh, and then he gave me the absolute essence of the Divine Mother as Tripura Rahasya. And then he told me that in the future there will come a person named Sumedha who will compose the entire Tripura Rahasya as a scripture. Because what happened between me and my Guru was completely orally transmitted. But he had told me that it would be you who would be writing it down, who would be documenting the entire scripture. So I will give you the Purna Diksha today, and I will also expound the entire Tripura Rahasya for you. After this, I want you to go and do sadhana. You will know intuitively when you're ready to start documenting. If you just listen and document, it would again be bookish knowledge. Do sadhana, experience Tripura Rahasya, and then document it. So then Parshuramji Maharaj gave the entire Tripura Rahasya to Sumedha. Sumedha, after receiving the Diksha and Tripura Rahasya, again decided to go for sadhana. This time he went to Madurai, where the Divine Mother resides as Meenakshi or Shyamala Devi. So he went back to Madurai, and for many, many, many years he continued doing his sadhana with this new Diksha that he had gotten. One day, while he was performing his Antaryag, which is inner worship of the Divine Mother, while he was performing his Antaryag, a particular form came in his mind within. This form was that of a male, totally white, fair complexioned rishi with a jatajut on top and a veena. He was worshipping the Divine Mother, and he was meditating on the form of the Divine Mother within. But what appeared within his mind during the Antaryag was not what he was meditating upon. So instantly it disconnected him, and he happened to open his eyes. When he opened his eyes, he saw that the same form that he had seen within was now standing outside. and it was none other than Narad Rishi. When he saw Narad Rishi, he prostrated, and then he made him sit down. He offered him water, washed his feet, did all the satkars, and then he said, "To what do I owe this visit? I am so blessed to have your darshan. Tell me, to what do I owe this visit? I was not even meditating upon you." Narad Rishi said, "I wanted to personally come and see who Sumedha was, because I had heard about you in the Brahmalok." Sumedha asked him, "Before I ask you what you heard about me in the Brahmalok, I have a question. I was not meditating on you within me. But how did you appear within me? And then how did you appear outside of me? How was it possible?" Narad Rishi smiled. He said, "How do you decide what is inside and what is outside? This body, is that how you're deciding? How big is your body? It's just this much. Within your body, your heart is yet smaller. Within that heart, this entire body appeared. And then when you opened your eyes, that same body that was in your heart appeared outside. Think, Sumedha, what flowed from your eyes that you were able to see this form outside? How were you able to see that form within? What is within? What is without? All this knowledge was already given to you by your Guru. Have you forgotten?" Sumedha started thinking about all the knowledge that Parshuramji Maharaj had given him, because he was so engaged in his sadhana, he had not thought anything about it. Narad Rishi came, and the way he did this entire Leela was to tell Sumedha, start contemplating. That knowledge has been given to you. So Narad Rishi said, a few days ago in Brahmalok, there was a discussion going on. And Markandeya Rishi asked my father, who is Brahmadev, all these discussions on the highest truth, all these scriptures. But tell us, is there some set of instructions you can give us on the absolute highest truth? Can you give us some real succinct instructions on the highest truth? Brahmadev smiled and he said, you just have to wait for a while, because it's already in the pipeline. The person who is going to be expounding on the highest of truth, very clear-cut instructions on the highest truth, is in sadhana, is doing his tapas. As soon as his tapas is ripened, he will compose Tripura Rahasya. And when I heard that, Narad Rishi said, I was very curious to come and see you, and to see who is this person who is going to be expounding on the essence of the Divine Mother. And to see you, I have come. Sumedha folded both his hands and he said, O Rishi, a few years ago, my Guru expounded the entire Tripura Rahasya to me. But unfortunately, I don't remember a whole lot. Many parts of it seems missing. How will I compose all of that? I don't even remember any of that. After hearing this, Narad Rishi closed his eyes and invoked his father, Brahmadev. As soon as he invoked Brahmadev, Brahmadev appeared. And then Sumedha bowed down to Brahmadev and he said, you mentioned my name. I'm just a nobody. But you mentioned my name in Brahmalok. How is this possible? What merits have I done to earn this grace, to earn this kind of grace? What have I done? So Brahmadev narrated Sumedha's previous life. So in the previous life, Sumedha was born to a couple, and when he was born, he was mandabuddhi. He was mentally retarded and his speech was impaired. He was basically probably just 5 years old, and he couldn't speak. His speech was impaired, but he had always heard his father call his mother as I. Instead of calling her out with her name, he would always say, I, give me this, I. And the only word Sumedha in his previous life, who was Alark, that was his name, he had picked up was I. So all day he would just spend saying I. Well, I happens to be the Bijakshar of the Vagbhavakut of the Divine Mother. Vagbhavakut is the face of the Divine Mother, and the entire face of the Divine Mother is in this Bijakshar I, which is why I Giri Nandini Nandita Medini. If you look at Mahishasur Mardini Stotra, everything starts with I. I Jagadamba Madamba Kadamba Vana Priya Vasini Hasarate. So it all starts with I. So he would just all day keep saying I. And because he was very sick, not fully developed, he was born with birth defects. At the age of 5, he died. But just before dying, the only word he knew was I. He uttered I, and then he left his body. I being such a powerful Bijakshar of the Divine Mother, because at the last minute he only said I, that brought him these merits. That brought him all of the merits that he experienced in this life. The fact that he was drawn to Vedic studies, the fact that he was drawn to the highest truth, the fact that he was able to meet Parshuramji Maharaj, the fact that he got the Mantropadesh, the fact that he saw the Divine Mother, the fact that Narad Rishi came and now Brahmadev was standing there. And then Brahmadev said, because you uttered Divine Mother's Bijakshar without Updesh, it had some ill effects on you. It had some doshas on you. Because we might listen to this satsang and we say, okay, let me also start chanting I. But without prescription, if you just feel like, oh, this medicine sounds good, the name of this medicine sounds good, let me start taking it, it will only harm us. Similarly, Bijakshar or any mantra, if you have to chant, you have to have mantropadesh, which is why there are Sahasra Namas. Chant 1,000 names and be merry, because the amount of energy that is hidden in a Bijakshar is the same amount of energy hidden in the names of the Divine Mother. So Brahmadev said, because you chanted without proper mantropadesh from your Guru, the dosha had made you forget the entire Tripura Rahasya. But by the darshan of Narad Rishi and me, by our darshan, you have been purified of that dosha. And now that dosha has been stripped off. You are back to being pure again. Now you will remember the entire Tripura Rahasya and you will compose it. With this, Narad Rishi and Brahmadev blessed him. And Brahmadev left. Narad Rishi told Sumedha, I will know intuitively when you're ready to compose, when you have already composed Tripura Rahasya. And when I find out intuitively, I will come, because I want you to narrate the entire Tripura Rahasya for me. So, for lifetimes to come, for times to come, it should always be Sumedha is the Vakta or the speaker, and Narad Rishi is the listener or the Shrota. So I will return back when I find out intuitively that you have already composed it. So this was the Avatarika. This is how Tripura Rahasya came about. And of course, eventually, Sumedha went ahead and composed. And in his composition, it starts with Om Namaha. I don't remember the Karanahananda Hridbijakasha Gatrine. He starts the Tripura Rahasya with Om Namaha, and at the end, he ends with Tripura Eva Hrim. And then he says, the entire Tripura Rahasya is between Om and Hrim. Om being the Paramatma or Lord Shiva's Pranav, and Hrim being the Shakti Pranav. Paramatma, Parmeshwar and Parmeshwari. God and his power, his Shakti being one and the same. He said the entire Tripura Rahasya is nothing but that which is between Om and Hrim. So he went ahead and composed all that. And of course, Narad Rishi, you will see as we move along, the entire thing was narrated to Narad Rishi. So this is the Avatarika of how Tripura Rahasya came about. Now, going back to those first 16 years, when Sumedha approached Parshuramji Maharaj, and Parshuramji Maharaj said that just because you have a question, Sumedha, doesn't make you eligible to know the answer. Go, prepare. What is the preparation he did? To prepare himself to receive the highest truth is what is our business here. So, it's like, if you want to be a doctor, you have to take some entrance exams. If you pass those entrance exams, you are eligible to become a doctor. Or, anything worldly. If you want to pursue law, you have an exam. If you want to pursue, IIT, IIM, higher studies, there are entrance exams to prove your worth, to prove that, yes, I'm eligible. So, imagine the amount of preparation needed to be able to receive the highest truth. That preparation is, and I'm taking the help of Tattva Bodh by Adi Guru Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya composed Tattva Bodh and he starts off saying, the one who wants to experience the highest of truth needs to have certain qualities, and those qualities, working on those qualities gives you the adhikar or gives you the eligibility to prepare to receive the highest of truth. And he says the first is, he says they're called the fourfold qualification. Sadhana Chatushtayam. First is Vivek, discrimination between real and unreal. The whole reason why we were pushing so much that you have to listen to Mind and Divine, you have to listen to Depression to Devotion, is because it gives you a certain knowledge of what is real and what is unreal. Because that is the absolute first thing we need to cultivate, Vivek. Discrimination between Nitya and Anitya, real and unreal, permanent and impermanent. It is only through these series that we went through together, we saw how nothing is permanent. Today you might feel happy, tomorrow you'll feel sad. Today this, tomorrow that. Today this thought, tomorrow that thought. So if you are serious about attaining the highest of truth in this 6-month sadhana, the first thing needed is Vivek. Know and discriminate what is real and what is unreal, and be courageous to drop that is unreal. Once you have identified this is unreal, do you have the courage to drop it? Remember, Divine Mother is Dhira Dhira Samarchita. She's only worshipped by the courageous ones who are able to identify the unreal and drop it. So the first is discrimination. And the second is dispassion, Vairagya, Vivek and Vairagya. What is Vairagya? People get really scared of the term Vairagya. It doesn't mean the conditioned mind says, leave your husband, leave your wife, leave your children and go to Himalayas. That's Vairagya. That's not Vairagya. Dispassion is you are neither looking to do what you absolutely love, nor are you avoiding things that you don't like to do. You are just accepting whatever that needs to be done at that moment and you are doing it. That's dispassion. Dispassion or Vairagya, if you do the Sandhi Vichhed, it is V and Rag. Rag is attachment. Attachment to everything that I absolutely love to do, love to think, love to be, the things that I love, I am attached to. And I don't want the things that I don't like to do. If there are, let's say, if I divide my whole day into 10 things that I do, maybe 5 things I just don't like to do it, but I just do them. And the other 5 I really like to do. Then I'm not situated in dispassion. I'm picking and choosing what I want to do. But dispassion is you continue to do what you're supposed to do with neither a liking towards it nor a dislike towards it. That's one. Vivek, Vairagya. Vairagya, again, it means to continue to respond to whatever life presents in front of you. What we do is, whatever life presents in front of us, we first label it. I don't know why this is in my life. This shouldn't be there. It's such a waste of my time. We're already feeling a sense of aversion towards it. That I have to do it. I can't believe I have to do this. Such a waste of my energy. Well, it has presented in front of you and you're supposed to respond. Respond and move on. That's dispassion. And that's what sows the seed for bhakti. As Swamiji says in Self-Purification, he quotes Tulsi Ramayana and he says, Dharmate biriti jogate jnana, jnana moch pad ved bakhana. Dharmate biriti. Dharma se hi vairagya aata hai. Which means when you continue to do what you're supposed to do without thinking whether I like it or I don't like it, then you're starting to become dispassionate. Because you understand your dharma. Dharma is not like, okay, I'm a wife, I have to do this. I'm a mother, I have to do this. Whatever opens up, I have to respond. That's dharma. When Arjun was in the battlefield and Krishna said, hey, you are in the battlefield. What are you talking like ahimsa, sadhu and all that? You are in the battlefield. Your natural dharma at this time is to go to war. Go to war. Stop talking all these things. So naturally, whatever opens up in front of us, we are supposed to respond to it in the most unattached way, whether I like it or I don't. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I have to work. Friday is my day off. Okay. All week I go through my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, waiting for my Friday. Then I'm attached to the holidays and I really don't enjoy working. That creates instability in the mind. That is the root cause of restlessness in the mind. But if Monday is same as Sunday, Sunday is same as Thursday. Thursdays, you might be doing things differently. Maybe on Sundays, I do things differently. But how is my inside? How is my inside? If my inside on Sunday is extra happy and on Thursday it is cribbing that, I have to work, there is a problem. The mind is already unstable. So Vivek is continuously be alert. If something is impermanent, have the courage to say, this is impermanent, let me not spend my life's energies on it. It's okay, move on. Dispassion, perform whatever it is that you need to perform at any particular time with absolute involvement, without your mind saying, I like this, I don't like this. And then comes Chatushtaya Shamadhi Shatak Sampatti. Sham Adi Sampatti. Sham Dam Uparti Titiksha. Okay, it is. There are sixfold qualifications. The first is Shama, and then Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. These are the things. What is Shama? You see, the mind has outward expression. It wants to go out to movies, to shopping, to do this, to do that. Shama is controlling the outward expression. It doesn't mean you cut off and don't do things outside. It is when you're able to use your Vivek and see, my closet is full of clothes. Do I really need more clothes? So let me not waste my time going window shopping and going crazy over shopping. So the outward expression, the controlling the outward expression of the mind is Shama. And then there is this whole world inside us. Our thoughts, our desires, our expectations, our judgments. That is Dhamma. Dhamma is controlling the inner expression of the mind. We all know mind has outer and inner expression. To continuously keep a check on the outer expression is Shama. To continuously keep a check on the inner expression of thoughts, expectations, judgment, desires is Dhamma. And then comes Uparati. Uparati is very similar to our dispassion. It is to do your Swadharma. Swadharma. Swa is your true self. Dharma is to be with your true self. To be centered is Uparti. To continuously be in your true self. Swadharma, and that's the Swadharma. And that's what Krishna talks about, that your Swadharma is your highest. Wherever you are, that's where you need to be. Respond to whatever life opens up at that minute. At that moment, whatever life opens up, respond being situated in yourself. Swadharma. That's Uparati. And then there is Titiksha. Titiksha is Sahanshilta or forbearance. It will only come from being centered. Okay, people are acting this way, people are saying this to me. How am I acting? How am I reacting to that? Ahead of Tripura Rahasya, we will see in the coming satsangs how when Parshuramji Maharaj meets Samvrat, he wants to test that, is he really an Avadhut or not? And to test that, what he does, he starts hurling abuses, saying all kinds of things to him. And he watches his eyes very closely. So Parshuramji is trying to test and see if this Avadhut is truly a realized master or not. And the test he puts, he starts hurling abuses and says all kinds of things to him. But the realized one doesn't move, doesn't shake, because he is situated. He has become Sthita Prajna. And that's where Titiksha comes, Sahanshilta, forbearance. Are you able to be equanimous? And that's the next one, Samadhan. Sama is equal. Adhan is when you are Samadhan, when you are mostly equanimous. Mostly equanimous. So Shama, Dhamma, Uparti, Titiksha, Samadhan, and then comes Shraddha. Shraddha is absolute faith in Guru Vakya, is Shraddha. Mansi and I have been telling people, listen to this, it will help you. Listen. To have some Shraddha. Someone is saying this much, let me just listen and see what's happening. Will I even get anything? That is Shraddha. Shraddha is blinded. I cannot prove to you what your state of mind will be if you listen to the Mind and Divine series. I cannot prove to you that, oh my God, there is a treasure in depression to devotion. I cannot prove it. You have to just have faith and act. That is Shraddha. So, Vivek, Vairagya, these sixfold qualities. And then the fourth one is Mumukshutva. Mumukshutva is the burning desire to know. Not just, oh, let me see, I have nothing to do this Sunday. Let me see what is the highest truth. No. Mumukshutva is burning desire to know, to experience the truth. You are done reading, you are done listening to people, now you want to experience the truth. So Sumedha, for those 16 years, he worked on his Vivek, he worked on his Vairagya, he worked on his Shama, he worked on his Dhamma, he worked on his Uparati, he worked on his Titiksha, he worked on his Shraddha, he worked on his Samadhan. All the while maintaining the burning desire to know. This was the sadhana Sumedha did. So, it's not like all these qualifications once we have, then highest truth we'll get instructions to highest truth. To even have the inspiration to follow this path, you are getting closer to the truth. Remember the thing that I keep talking about, the river merging with the ocean. It's not an abrupt merge. For many miles, it keeps merging. And this sadhana of 6 months is all about self-study. So this is what I'm proposing. From here on, every day, there are 3 timings wherein we all have to sit, stand, or do whatever we may be doing. Take some time for self-reflection. In that self-reflection, we have to go over these things. Was I equanimous? When people said things to me, when life opened up situations to me, was I equanimous? Did I respond to everything that came in my life, as a matter of fact, as my swadharma? And was I centered? Continuously, if you pay attention to your mind and keep centering yourself 3 times during the day, 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. These are the 3 times, 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. If you're walking, you start thinking, how was I from the time I woke up until now? Did outside situations throw me off center, or was I centered? Did I respond to everything that I was supposed to do at that moment willfully? Did I engage in life willfully, or did I have to force myself? Did I respond to everything, or did I escape? Did I try to escape? Did I hurt someone? 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. 3 times, go back, reflect, go back, reflect. The goal is to come to the most natural state wherein you're naturally equanimous. Naturally, you just engage with life. Whatever opens up, you just do it without your mind saying, oh, I can't believe this is happening right now. Did I engage willfully, happily, joyously? Did I respond? And after responding, if you are continuously thinking about something that happened, let's say something happened at 8 a.m. and at 10 a.m. you're still thinking about it. Oh, I should have done that, I should have done this. Which means even after your response, you were attached. At any point of time, you respond and you move on. That's it. But if you are attached, tell your mind, that moment, that needed to be done, and I did it, it's done. If I'm still there, there is something left pending. Is there anything left pending? If there is anything left pending, take care of it, move on. Which is why Swamiji says, don't leave pending work, because that creates a sense of instability in the mind. It will make the mind restless. So continue to do this self-study. Don't sit and write it down. It all depends how much time you have. I'm saying a quick self-reflection. From the moment I woke up until 10 a.m., how have I been? Did I willfully engage in life? Was I equanimous? Did I leave my likes and dislikes aside and just engage? Was I kind? Did I say anything to anyone? Just simple reflection. And the goal of self-reflection is to not suffer in guilt if you have done something wrong. It's to move on and see what comes up at the 3 o'clock meeting. This is Swadhyaya, Swayam Ka Adhyayan. You're just going to study your own self. How was I? Why? If I didn't engage, why didn't I engage? Why did I engage in life? Oh, because my mind said, I don't want to do this. I don't want this in my life. No. Remember, the whole entire creation is your own self. And it's a courtship. Your own self is bringing events to you so you can grow out of them. Don't get hung up on I like this or I don't like this. So, this is what we will be doing. Oh, I've gone over, sorry. So, with this, if you have any questions, you can unmute or you can message me. Yes, Lakshmi. Go ahead. Okay, so the question is, if you want to do something one way and the other person wants you to do the same thing in a different way, what do you do? Right? Okay. Remember, it starts with, first is Vivek. Okay? Vivek is what is permanent, what is impermanent. Second is Vairagya. Look at that thing that needs to be done. How important is that work to your well-being? First question. If it's just a simple thing as, oh, I want you to keep the remote this way, just keep it. It's all about saving your energy, saving your peace of mind, keeping yourself equanimous. If it is something as great as, something that is really going to make a profound effect on your search for the truth, only then take up the battle to talk to the other person and say, okay, should we do it this way? Or, something like that. You alone, the Vivek in you has to rise to tell you, this is a petty matter. Just do it the other person's way and be done. Or the Vivek in you will rise and say, no, this is an important thing, and the way this thing is done is going to affect my well-being and eventually my state of mind. So, let me see accordingly. So, this is something very subjective, but the ground rule is, if it is going to take up a lot of your energy, if it is going to create a lot of disturbance in your mind, and if it is just a petty matter, It's not worth it. Do it the other person's way and be done. Did I answer that question for you, Lakshmi? What would not engaging consist of, for example? Okay, let's take an example. Let's say someone messages you, all right? Some old friend messages you, and you look at the message and you're like, oh, I cannot believe this person. I don't know what he or she wants, constantly messaging me. I'm done with this person. You see such a waste of energy. At that point, you look at the message and the message has come to you. It demands some response from you. At that point, either you choose, no, this person I just don't want to engage with because I have decided I'm done with this person. Have the courage to either say that or just delete. Delete the contact, block the contact, and be done. Not engaging is you see the message and you're sulking. Oh, I can't believe this person. And you just continue with your life. But that person keeps coming. Oh, that message, I don't know what I should reply. I cannot believe, what a waste of my life, what a waste of my time. I don't know why that person. You see, one response could have sealed the deal at that moment. But because of your lack of response, it is continuing on. It is moving on to next moment, and because it is moving on to next moments, what the other moments are bringing forth, you're not able to engage completely because you're still stuck there. What should I reply to that guy? Why should I reply? Or, whatever it is. So, know that if something happens, respond. Center yourself, respond, and never think about it again, because know for a fact that is the appropriate response. That's the whole point of centering ourselves and responding. There are so many people who message me with things. I just center myself and throw a response there. After that, I delete the message. I don't even want to ever go back and see what I said, what they thought. All that is cooking up of the mind. Once I get a message, I respond, I delete that message. My WhatsApp only has one group, which is the Tripura Rahasya group. All individual chats, I read, I delete, I read, I delete. So that would be an example of not engaging. Then I'll also tell you the example of engaging yet staying there. Let's say you go to visit your friend. She just had a baby. You go to the hospital to see the baby and you're like, oh, these doctors are not doing a good job. I should tell my friend to go seek another opinion. This is not fair to the baby. I care for this baby. And you tell the friend, I think you should seek a second opinion, whatever. After that, see, you responded. That moment is done. You leave the hospital and you're like, I cannot believe this friend. She's such a dumb person. She doesn't understand that, this is not a good hospital. She needs to come out of this. Why don't people listen to me? That is, you engaged and you stayed there. You are attached to that moment now. You were in the hospital with your friend. You saw things were not going okay. Then you said, okay, my response at this moment will be, hey, dear friend, find a different doctor. After that, my response is done. It's her choice now. After that, I walk away and I drop the scene there and I walk away empty. That's why after conversations, after places, after chats, empty yourself. So you don't keep dragging on with that event. That's that. What's the best way to develop Vivek? Vivek that helps us to correctly discriminate, as our ability to discriminate at times can be weak. The ability to discriminate comes only when you are centered. When you are not centered, should I do this? To be or not to be is the favorite playground of the mind. When you are centered, you just do what seems right at that moment. And as soon as you do it, you know for a fact this was what was needed, and you're just done. You move out of that moment, you're ready for the next moment. So what's the best way to develop Vivek? Centered. Be centered, because when you constantly choose to be centered, it means you constantly choose that which is permanent, and that you're courageous enough to drop that which is impermanent. That is the only way to develop Vivek. How do we deal with negative people who are your close relatives? See, the problem is in the question itself. You really want to use your energies to deal with people who are negative? Learn to be indifferent. Learn to be indifferent and protect yourself. That's my only answer. This is the most popular question I think everyone gets. How do we deal with negative people? Your question is loaded. First of all, you have labeled people as negative. That's your problem. They are just people. Your mind has labeled them negative. Second, your mind says, these are negative people. Learn some techniques to deal with these negative people. It's your own self-created misery. All misery is self-created. False self creates the misery. To me, I always think I have limited amount of energy to spend in a day. Where do I want to invest my energy? If there are 6 friends I hang out with, 3 are energy vampires, those 3 will not see me. They just will not see me, because I have decided not to let energy vampires drain me. If there are 10 people who call me, if there are 5 energy vampires, those 5 will get 2-letter answers from me. If there are relatives who want to just suck my energy by not helping themselves, they just won't hear from me. It all starts with you. You have labeled people. You have no right to label anyone. We have no right to label anyone. We ourselves are so damn negative. Be okay. I am okay. You are okay. Everyone is okay. Our colored vision, our conditioned understanding of the world says this is negative, he is good, he is bad. No need to judge anyone. Let them be who they want to be. You be who you want to be. Forget about them. Can you choose to be who you want to be? Is my question to you. If you can at 100% of the times choose who you want to be, then you may have the right to say this person is negative. If you have no control over how your mind makes you, imagine others who have no access to any knowledge, who have no access to a guru, like our guru. Imagine them. They are suffering. They don't know. You are suffering, you know, yet you choose not to get better. So work on yourself. Don't worry about others. See, like right now, whatever I had to say, I said it. It may have also sounded a little rude, but after the satsang, not a second thought on what I said will come to my mind. Because I'm centered, I'm saying whatever is going to help you is being said through me. I'm not even saying it. That's the amount of confidence you need to have in yourself, that it will not make you say things that are not needed. Anyone else? Okay, no more questions. Remember, 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. If you're serious, reflect. self-reflection. How was I? From the time I woke up until 10 a.m., how was I? Did I engage freely, fearlessly with life? Did I label anything or myself? Did I judge anyone? Was I completely at ease, or was I pretending to be someone else? Reflect. It's only when you reflect you will know. What makes me work? What makes me do things? If I'm just sitting here doing nothing, all of a sudden I pick up my phone and start typing messages. What made me pick up that phone and type message to this particular person? What was my intention? What was my motivation to do that? What inspired me from within? What is my true intention behind this message? If I'm taking a selfie, why am I taking this selfie? Why? Reflect, reflect, reflect. What makes you act? No. Why am I acting? Am I trying to be someone else? Am I being myself? Am I being absolutely at ease with who I am, where I am, how I am? Am I being equanimous? This sadhana is not about mantra jap. You can continue to do all that. This sadhana is about sincere self-study. Sincerely looking at your own self. What am I saying? How am I saying? With what intention am I acting? If I'm continuously changing my display pictures on WhatsApp, why am I doing that? What is it that I want to portray? There is nothing wrong, there is nothing right. Know who you are, know why you do certain things. Once you know, you will have a choice. Do I want to do this? Is this exactly what I want to do? Is this why I'm changing my display picture? Know and act accordingly. Without that, it's just out of compulsion that we keep doing. So the floodlights are going to be pointing inwards. Forget about others. Forget about the negative and positive people of your life. Find out who you are. That's what the whole sadhana is about. These 6 months of self-study, knowing thyself. In 40 days that we were together on the group, we discovered so much about ourselves. Now it's time to just, there are only 2 ways to know the highest truth. You go in and in and in and in and in and in, and there you are. Or you peel, you peel, you peel, you peel, and then you know what you are. Either ways, you will reach the same place. Is it compulsory to keep the same times for self-reflection? If we all don't have similar times, and if we say, I'll do it according to my convenience, it won't happen. If you know the whole group is doing it at that time, because remember, you don't have to stop what you're doing. Maybe just take a bathroom break. While you're on the toilet, sit and reflect. I'm not even saying sit down in yogic posture somewhere and sit and reflect. That's not what I'm saying. Even when you could be walking, you could be driving, just a moment of self-reflection. How was I? Don't make it a tediously long procedure. You won't do it. Just quick check. Anu, how are you? It's 10 a.m. How are you? Is anything on your mind? Do you feel light? Do you feel like a feather floating? Yes. All right, keep moving. Keep paying attention until 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, Anu, how are you? Anything tiring you? Any pretense? Anything you are avoiding? Nothing? Did you do everything you were supposed to do as life presented to you, joyfully, willfully? Yes. All right, move on. That's it. It's that short of a self-reflection. So if you decide some different times for yourself, of course, it obviously will work. But if you stick to the time, it will be better. So your mind knows, 10 o'clock, I need to reflect. 3 o'clock, I need to reflect. 7 o'clock, I need to reflect. Okay. Sorry it took longer today. We'll do the closing prayers. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Divine Mother, we offer the fruits of this satsang at your feet. Do the needful, Divine Mother. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Okay, I will end the meeting now.